Welcome back to part 2 of the best NHL player from each major college hockey program. In today's part, I'm going to be showing you the remaining 12 best players from schools 14 through 25. Number 14, Mass Lowell. The Riverhawks are located in Lowell, Massachusetts. The player I chose from Mass Lowell is from Commerce, Michigan, Connor Hellebuyck. He spent 2 years at Lowell, posting some fantastic seasons, some of the most dominant goaltending seasons we've seen in college hockey in the past 25 years. One season, he went 20-3 with a .952 save percentage and a 1.37 goals against average in the 2012-13 season. The next year, he had an 18-9-2 record with a .946 save percentage and a 179 goals against average. That was in 13-14. Hellebuyck was drafted in 2012 in the 5th round, 130th overall. He currently plays for the Winnipeg Jets, where he's one of the best goaltenders in the NHL. He's been a 2-time All-Star in 4 full seasons. One of his best seasons came in 2017-18, where he was the runner-up for the Vezina Trophy for the best goalie in the NHL. Played 67 games, a 2.36 goals against average, and a .927 save percentage. Hellebuyck is definitely, in my opinion, a future Vezina Trophy winner and likely a finalist again this season in the 1920 NHL year. Number 15, the University of Alaska Fairbanks. The Nanooks are located in Fairbanks, Alaska. The player I chose from University of Alaska is from St. Albert, Alberta in Canada, Colton Parayko. He spent 3 years at Alaska. He had 7 goals, 19 assists, for 26 points in 37 games in the 13-14 season. He was drafted in 2012 in the 3rd round, 86th overall, and now plays for the St. Louis Blues and just won the Stanley Cup with them last year. He's a great two-way defenseman, a 2-time 35-point scorer, and he had 10 goals, 18 assists for 28 points in 64 games in the 1920 season before it was cut short. He also had 12 points in 26 playoff games last year, en route to the Stanley Cup win. Number 16, the University of Denver. The Pioneers are located in Denver, Colorado. The player I chose from Denver is from Newport Beach, California, Jason Zucker. Zucker spent 2 years at Denver, had 22 goals, 24 assists for 46 points in 38 games in the 2011-12 season. He was a very good player for Denver during his time there. He was drafted in the 2nd round in 2010, 59th overall, currently plays for the Pittsburgh Penguins. He has 5 20-plus goal seasons in 6 years in the NHL, including 33 goals and 31 assists for 64 points in 82 games during the 17-18 season. Number 17, the University of Maine. The Black Bears are located in Orono, Maine. The player I chose from the Black Bears is from Denver, Colorado, Ben Bishop. He spent 3 years at Maine, and in his sophomore year in 2006-07, had a 21-9-2 record with a .923 save percentage and a 2.14 goals against average. Bishop was drafted in 2005 in the 3rd round, 85th overall, and currently plays for the Dallas Stars. He's also one of the NHL's best goalies, but he was a bit of a late bloomer and broke out after a few seasons in the NHL when he got a big chance for the starting role with Tampa Bay. He also has amazing NHL career playoff numbers, a 21-13 record and a .927 save percentage, as well as a 2.09 goals against average. He also finished 2nd in the Vezina vote in the 2018-19 season. Number 18, the University of Michigan. The Wolverines are located in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And this was a very tough decision. A ton of great players came from the University of Michigan, but the player I chose for the best currently from Michigan is from Waterford Township, Michigan, Dylan Larkin. He only spent 1 year at the University of Michigan in 2014-15, where he put up 15 goals, 32 assists for 47 points in 35 games. He was drafted in 2014 by the Detroit Red Wings in the 1st round, 15th overall. He was an all-star in his rookie year in 15-16, and he also set the record for the fastest skater time in 2016, which was 13.172 seconds. He had 32 goals, 41 assists for 73 points in 76 games in the 18-19 season. Number 19, the University of Minnesota. The Golden Gophers are located in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and this was another very tough school to choose the best player from. But I chose a guy from Plymouth, Minnesota, Blake Wheeler. He spent 3 years at Minnesota. He put up 18 goals, 20 assists for 38 points in 44 games in the 2006-07 season. Wheeler was drafted in 2004, 5th overall in the first round, and currently plays for the Winnipeg Jets. He was a bit of a late bloomer in the NHL, took a few years to develop, but he has developed into a superstar currently. He had 91 points in each of the 17-18 and 18-19 seasons, and he's been the captain of the Jets for the last 5 years. He's also one of the best passers in the NHL and racks up many assists each NHL year. Wheeler also had 21 points in 17 playoff games in 17-18 when the Jets went to the conference finals. Number 20, the University of Minnesota Duluth. The Bulldogs are located in Duluth, Minnesota, and the player I chose for the UMD Bulldogs is from Hermantown, Minnesota, Neil Pionk. He spent 2 years at UMD and put up 7 goals, 27 assists for 34 points in 42 games during the 16-17 season. Pionk was undrafted and currently plays for the Winnipeg Jets. This year, he has definitely emerged as a strong top 4 defenseman and has really helped out on that depleted Jets blue line. He scored 6 goals, 39 assists for 45 points in 71 games in the 1920 season. Number 21, the University of Nebraska, Omaha. The Mavericks are located in Omaha, Nebraska, and the player I chose from Omaha also happens to be from Omaha, Nebraska, and it's Jake Gensel. He spent 3 years at Omaha, put up 19 goals, 27 assists for 46 points in 35 games during the 15-16 season. He was drafted in 2013 in the 3rd round, 77th overall for Pittsburgh, and he got his first shot in the Pens lineup in 2017, where he ended up helping to propel the Penguins into the playoffs, and he also happened to lead all players in goals with 13 during that repeat Stanley Cup win for the Pittsburgh Penguins. He scored 40 goals and 36 assists for 76 points in 82 games in the 18-19 season, and he was arguably Pittsburgh's MVP this year before he got hurt. Number 22, the University of New Hampshire. The Wildcats are located in Durham, New Hampshire, and the player I chose for the Wildcats is from Middletown Township, New Jersey, James Van Riemsdyk. He spent 2 years at UNH. He put up 17 goals and 23 assists for 40 points in 36 games during the 2008-09 season. He was drafted in the first round, 2nd overall in 2007. He currently plays for the Philadelphia Flyers. He scored 30 goals in the 13-14 season, 36 in 17-18 with Toronto Maple Leafs, and he had 2 60-point seasons with the Leafs. He also had 19 goals, 21 assists for 40 points in 66 games this season, 19-20. Number 23, the University of North Dakota. The Fighting Hawks are located in Grand Forks, North Dakota, and the player I chose, this was a very tough decision. So many great players have come from North Dakota, but I gave it to from Winnipeg, Manitoba in Canada, Jonathan Toews. He spent 2 years at UND. He had 18 goals, 28 assists for 46 points in 34 games during the 06-07 season. He also helped Canada win World Juniors gold during his time playing college hockey. He was drafted in 2006 in the first round, 3rd overall, and has spent his entire career with the Chicago Blackhawks. He has had an extremely impressive career to this point. He's a 5-time All-Star, won 3 cups with the Blackhawks, including a Conn Smythe that he won in 2010, and he also put up 29 points in 22 playoff games that year. Number 24, the University of Notre Dame. Fighting Irish are located in Notre Dame, Indiana. The player I chose for the best out of Notre Dame is from Edina, Minnesota, Anders Lee. He played 3 years in Notre Dame. He had 24 goals and 20 assists for 44 points in 44 games during his freshman year in 10-11, and he also played on a team with other NHLers, including Riley Sheahan and Brian Rust. He was drafted in 2009 in the 6th round, 152nd overall. And he currently plays for the New York Islanders. He's a big player and has emerged as a great goal scorer and an awesome net front presence in the NHL, and he's now the captain of the team on the New York Islanders. He scored 40 goals in the 17-18 season, 34 in 16-17. Number 25, the University of Wisconsin. Badgers are located in Madison, Wisconsin, and the player I chose, another very tough decision, but he's also from Madison, Wisconsin, and it's Ryan Suter. Suter played 1 season season at Wisconsin. He had 3 goals, 16 assists for 19 points in 39 games during the 2003-04 season. And he was drafted in 2003 with the first round pick, 7th overall. He currently plays for the Minnesota Wild. This is a guy that is the epitome of consistency on the blue line in the NHL. He has 8 seasons with 40 plus points, 2 51-point seasons, and he's a 3-time All-Star that rarely gets injured. He had 8 goals, 40 assists for 48 points in 69 games during the 1920 season. And that is going to wrap up this series, the best NHL players from each major college hockey program. But before the video is over, I wanted to go over a few of the interesting observations that I made throughout the making of this video. So I noticed that 4 of the 25 players were Hobey Baker winners, the MVP of college hockey during their respective seasons. Only 2 of these players have NCAA championship rings, Johnny Gaudreau and Brandon Tanev. Only 7 of these 25 were first-round picks in the draft. 10 out of the 25 played for a school in the state that they were born in, which is 40% of them. 6 of the 25 were not from the USA, and the vast majority, 19 out of 25 for 76%, were American-born players. Thanks to everyone for watching. Feel free to subscribe for more content coming very soon.